Your project could go over budget for all kinds of reasons, and here are my top 5 based on the last 10 years of custom development experience. The first one is learning curve, and this is the first and the most obvious culprit. Tools provide a variety of features and they often work in different ways. When you select a tool, you want to look for consistency in features so your learning curve is short and shared across features. For example, in Raptivity, there are over a couple of hundred different templates for building interactions. Some of them let you build games, some of them let you build interactive diagrams, yet others are useful for building simulations. The important thing about the learning curve of Raptivity is if you know how to build a game with Raptivity, it takes very little additional learning to figure out how to build a simulation using Raptivity. The features are implemented consistently and learning curves are shared. When you're looking for a tool, I would suggest you make sure that the learning curve is short and shared across. The other area that can be a potential budget breaker is the creation of samples. As you know, e-learning can take many different forms. A good provider will show samples and several samples so the clients understand the options available and make intelligent choices. Oftentimes clients don't know what they want, or at least they find it hard to communicate precisely what they want. The only way out is to give them a good number of samples so that they can pick one and say, this is how I want it developed. The only problem with that is the cost of building so many different samples. We therefore believe that it's important to pick tools that let you create variations quickly and save you the time and cost of sample creation. Because by definition, several of those are not going to actually make it to the final output. They're simply intended to help the customer make a decision. Now, a third area I would like to move on to is getting help. Different tool providers have different models for providing help. Some providers would give you live support over phone or online. Others have local representatives. Yet others rely on independent product experts, or some may just refer you to their online communities. You must understand the costs and risks involved in the choice that you make. For example, when you have a mission-critical project and you're stuck at a particular point, it's your call to determine the risk in relying on community advice, because it's really up to you to decide whether you are ready to wait it out until you get the advice, and also about the accuracy of the advice. So in short, it's important for you to recognize the implicit costs in getting help and make the right choice. The fourth area that I want to point out, and this is a big one, is feature creep and making changes. Your choice of tools can impact the cost of dealing with change requests greatly. Consider a custom Flash development project. You have infinite freedom to tweak your deliverables. You know it and the customer knows it too. How will this impact your change control? Your project can spin out of control as the costs of changes begin to add up. On the other extreme, imagine that you're doing the same project using a tool that gives you very limited flexibility. And then when the customer needs a change, you would almost have to abandon your work and start fresh. So really the smart choice is to pick tools that give you optimum flexibility to make some changes, but not so much that your budgets break. And the final area and this too is a big one, is migration. The life cycle of a course is much longer than you might expect, and all kinds of life events can occur. For example, you build a great course for desktop delivery and the customer realizes that they need to make it available on iPads, and therefore you need to provide HTML5 support because iPad would not play Flash. Or the customer says, take a part of this course and migrate it to mobile learning and play it on all kinds of mobile devices. Or adding SCORM compliance, or dealing with a change in the learning management system, or adding accessibility for users with disabilities. These kinds of requests can actually cause a lot of additional work, and it's important to make sure that you choose the right tools. In summary, what I would say is, as you study the tools that are available, you should definitely choose the ones that let you build engaging and interactive content quickly and cost effectively, but you should also make sure these tools protect you from the potential budget problems.